Bahamas. Experience the warmth. It's closer than you think.
Well, when we look at our wind chills right across the country, it's not too hard to convince someone that you need a vacation. Look at this. Minus 20 in Edmonton, minus 16 in Winnipeg. The extreme cold now is over Quebec. Minus 24 with the wind chill in Montreal. So how about a trip to the Bahamas? It's going to be raining on Monday, but you know what? I'll take a rainy trip to the Bahamas any day over these extreme Canadian wind chills. 27 in Nassau. Alrighty, here we go. The active weather. Have you been enjoying the waves of snow? It's just been constant snow. Yesterday, every time I looked out the window, yeah, it was still snowing. At times, very light, like this video in Oakville, and at others, it was pretty heavy and consistent snow. And today, well, we should see one of the heavier rounds coming through. This could be an additional 5 to 8 centimeters, so that's why we do have some blowing snow advisories in place. This is with those easterly winds traveling over Lake Ontario. So this warning here, this advisory, I should say, it just hugs sort of that western edge of the lake. So if you live in Oakville, you might have to shovel a little extra than someone who lives in Brampton, let's say. As we look at some of the temperatures, you'll notice a big change today. Yesterday, we barely felt the wind chill. Today, really coming back into play, minus 18. That's what the wind chill feels like in the city of Toronto. In through this afternoon, things are a little bit better, but it's still really cold. Okay, now I want to turn things over to the birthday girl. Jacqueline Whittle's here. Now, Jacqueline, I know your birthday was yesterday.
It was.
But from me, from everybody here at the Weather Network, from all the viewers too, one big weather hug. Happy birthday.
Thanks a lot, Rachel. Yeah, I turned 22 again, so that's nice. I love birthdays. All right, so here's my birthday gift. Yeah.
But this snow, it was just so consistent throughout the day. So we saw situations like that, and this morning again, bad roads.
And you know, you talk about the consistency of the snow, one surge of moisture after another. It's just been kind of like a funnel of moisture in Ontario, right? Courtesy of the prairies. And really, this is the third shot today. It's going to be the worst of all.
Yeah, we could be looking at around additional 5 to 8 centimeters of snow. When we talk about the blowing snow, that's the easterly wind traveling over Lake Ontario, and it sort of just hugs this western edge there.
That's exactly where I live. So lucky me, right?
A lot more shoveling, maybe.
That's right. This morning, you're waking up to temperatures like these, minus 9 in Toronto, but feeling close to minus 18. Owen Sound like that too, minus 20s, minus 25s up north. Into the long range, though, much colder by this time next week.
Yeah, I was talking to Doug, and he was saying some of the coldest air of the season is about to hit for Valentine's Day.
Oh, for Ontario.
For Ontario.
Lucky us here in Ontario.
Lucky. Another reason to keep warm on Valentine's.
There you go. That's a good excuse.
Positive thing there. Okay, this is what it looks like this afternoon. Minus 13 with the wind chill, minus 17 up and towards Barrie. The wind's coming out of the north, and when we see this purple, Jacqueline, it's never a good sign.
It's never good. No, minus 30s aloft anyway. This will be slightly above the surface, but definitely cold air. And there's that system that we're going to deal with today that kind of slides south and becomes the East Coast story next, and we'll be tracking that as it gets closer to that event. But here we go. You mentioned, the icy conditions out on the roads. Because there's a pocket of warm air aloft or just above the surface, but it's cold enough still at the surface, we're going to have messy conditions. So ice, pellets, possibility of freezing rain this morning through London and back towards Sarnia. Should be straight rain for Windsor.
Yeah. Tyler, our meteorologist, he was traveling in from Hamilton, and he was saying already icing conditions out on the QEW.
Okay.
Now, I want to show you what it was looking like in Pickering as the snow was starting to come through. This is on the fun side of the snow there. That was yesterday. I love that. Thumbs up at the end. Thanks, Kelly, for sending in that one.
And here she goes again.
Now, when we talk about the winds, yesterday, we didn't really have a wind chill. It was a really comfortable day yesterday, but things are going to change today. Some stronger winds, so the wind chills are coming back into play, and then, of course, the snow.
That's right, and it looks like most of this is going to stay down toward the south, which is good. So more upstate New York to be hit hardest, 10 to 20 centimeters. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked, Rachel, to see some of these numbers come down in the next, 4 or 5 hours through the event. So maybe more like 5 centimeters. Either way, we know what 5 centimeters can do to the roads in Ontario.
Oh, we do. So the 400 series, we could be seeing some dicey conditions today. Now, coming up next, I want to show you the full report on this dog. It's time for it, the weather selfie. Every weekend here on the Weather Network, we put the call out and we say, tell us about the weather. Take a video of yourself talking about the weather. So our first one goes out to Tim, and Tim is in a pretty interesting location. I'll let him tell you about it.
Here's my weather selfie, and I want to give you a couple of tips. Make sure that your windshield is really, really clean. Sunshine in a day like today can really, really magnify the glare. So make sure that's clean. Make sure your tire pressure is great, because winter fluctuations in temperature can really change your tire pressure. And dress accordingly to the conditions. The jacket was great this morning, but now that it's 70 degrees, you don't need it. Signing off from sunny and 70 Florida, it's Tim.
I love that one. Thanks, Tim. I totally did not expect him to be in Florida. So let me show you more of a winter weather selfie. This is Justin from Brandon, Manitoba. A real Canadian day. I like it. Thank you, Justin. And this is what Brandon, Manitoba looks like today. -14 with some cloud cover. I know you got a little bit of snow over the weekend. Now, if you want to be on the Weather Network on the weekend show, connect with me. You can find me on Twitter at Rachel Schoutsen, or upload your weather selfie to upload.theweathernetwork.com. Now, when we talk about the snow, a lot of you have gotten the snow over this weekend. So Derek Baker, he tweeted me this. Isn't this great? Everybody loves roll up the rim this time of year. So this roll-up says, you've won 25 centimeters of snow. I want to show you a few places here that have gotten way over 25 centimeters of snow. They've hit the roll up the rim jackpot here. 165 centimeters of snow in St. John. 165 centimeters, that is my height on my driver's license. So the size of a person, that's how much snow has fallen in St. John's. And when we talk about the snow, a big snowmaker for Ontario, it has been constant waves of snow rolling through, so we can still expect throughout the Greater Toronto area around another 10 centimeters this weekend. The plows were out, the salters and the sanders, and the temperatures yesterday were really good for the salt to actually work. But the snow was just very consistent yesterday. It just continued to come in waves, and we're bracing for a pretty big wave of snow throughout the day today. As we look at the temperatures through this morning, it was cold. Now we're into the afternoon. Things are not warming up too much. -6 in Toronto, -9 in Barrie. The wind chills are coming back into play. And when we look at the temperatures, you can really see that cold air starting to move through. Some of the coldest air in the country that's just about to hit us. Now, we are noticing some slightly warmer temperatures down in through southwestern Ontario. And this is actually changing some of the precipitation. When we look at a map like this, we can see those icy conditions. And I know that much of this is looking to be falling as snow, but we're still seeing some ice pellets and some very slushy conditions reported throughout Pearson Airport, through the city of Mississauga. It was like a sheet of ice sort of on a lot of people's windshield through Mississauga this afternoon. So stay with us here at the Weather Network as we continue to break down this story. But first, let's take a break and check out this really cool footage. Must-see video. This is Frozen Lake Simcoe. Jacqueline, have you ever heard of a drone?
Oh, I absolutely have, and I know you know a little bit about them, Rachel.
Yeah, the drone footage is just amazing. John Corbin shot that footage, and I had a chance to talk with him. It really is incredible. It looks like an Arctic tundra. We're featuring this story here on TV, and you can also read more about it online.
It looks fascinating, and Rachel, I know that drones are used a lot.
I'm glad you're here because I want to talk about mass amounts of snow. This is Terrace, British Columbia, and really on either of our coasts, whether you're in BC or out in the Atlantic, we are talking over 100 centimeters of snow on the ground. In Terrace, some of the totals are around 160 centimeters. Imagine shoveling that. They definitely need a snowblower out there. Rachel Schoutsen here with you. Jacqueline Whittle also will be joining the show in just about a minute and a half here. I want to look at some of the cloud tops to see where the active weather is. You see that Pineapple Express that continues in on the coast of BC, and that's really one of our biggest stories that we're breaking down here at the Weather Network. It's another day of this. When will they finally see a break? Well, in terms of some of the totals, we're seeing less totals today. So that's the good news. Less of a forecast in terms of those big amounts of rain. Some of the hardest hit places around 90 millimeters, but more widespread today is a 40 to 50 millimeter kind of day. So when is it all over? When will the sun come back out? Because the lack of vitamin D out there, it's lacking. We haven't seen that in a while. So we can see the rain still continues, snow throughout the interior. This is a look at Sunday. As we move ahead into Monday, still continues to rain. That new low comes in for Monday, weaker than what we have seen, but notice this, Tuesday into Wednesday, finally seeing a clearing along the BC coast. Let me take you into Ontario now, where the snow has been persistent all weekend long. I love this video here out of Pickering. Jacqueline, I gotta say, snow tubing, that is my kind of thing this winter. Doesn't take a lot of skill, some nice relaxation, but you're still bonding with the season. And I think that's something we all need to do.
Okay, funny story though, Rach, before I let you go. I brought my mom snow tubing for her birthday once, and we were being brought up by the lift, and we fell off our tubes and stopped the whole lift as we were going up. So yes, it's a lot of fun, but you gotta be careful.
Okay, so maybe it's not as easy as
it does take skill, at least on the way up. All right, I love snow tubing as well.
Often say goodbye to all of that rain. Rachel Schoutsen here with you right now, and we're answering those questions right now, right here with the Long Ranger. We'll start off on the BC coast. It has been rain for quite a few days now, over 200 millimeters of rain in Squamish. So you can see it persisting through till Monday, but late Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday, you finally see a clearing. So as we check out the next 7 days, that fiery ball in the sky, the sun, it's going to come back into play late Tuesday in through Wednesday, finally seeing a break from the very persistent rain on the BC coast. And this is a very interesting story. We're talking about a pretty nice ridge in the jet stream that's going to form, and watch what it's going to do to temperatures in Alberta. It's going to bring them up quite a bit. Watch this Wednesday in through Thursday. Calgary, we could be talking again about some double-digit temperatures, and Edmonton, this is definitely looking to be above seasonal. Now, where the warm isn't going to be, that's throughout Regina. Still staying pretty seasonal for this time of year. A touch below with the -16 through Wednesday. Winnipeg, same thing goes. Wind chills are going to be bone-chilling cold, so you will have to brace for that throughout this week. But if we look at the snow, not too much snow on the way. Where we're talking about some extreme cold, this is the coldest air of the season. That is happening this week from the Great Lakes through Quebec and into the Atlantic provinces. We're talking about wind chills into the -30s here, the -40s, overnight lows through the -20s. Look at all of that purple just flooding right across the Atlantic. So when we talk about the extreme cold, -29, -21 with the wind chill, it is going to be the extreme cold over the next few days. And the next nor'easter, when is that? That's coming for you in the Atlantic Monday into Tuesday.